Your mom said it, probably your grandma too. Put on a jacket or you'll catch a cold. And look, that's just not true. Not the way most people think anyway. But here's the twist. It's not completely wrong either. Stick with me, because the real answer is weirder than either side of this argument. This myth's been around forever, and honestly, it's easy to see why. You go outside without a coat, you feel cold, and a couple days later, boom, you're sick. Feels like cause and effect, right? But that timing is basically a coincidence. Colds and flu are caused by viruses, not by cold air itself. That part's settled science, not up for debate. So if it's not the cold air directly, what's actually going on? A few things, and they're honestly more interesting than the myth. First, rhinovirus, the main cold-causing virus, actually replicates better in cooler temperatures. Your nasal cavity sits around 91 degrees Fahrenheit, way below your core body temp of 98.6. That cooler environment is basically a comfortable home for the virus to multiply in. And hold on, because this next part's the one that actually surprised me most researching this. If this kind of myth-busting is useful to you, subscribing helps a ton. We're doing a full series correcting stuff people have believed forever. Here's where it gets real though. Researchers found that when nasal tissue drops in temperature by just a few degrees, your immune response in that area can weaken by nearly 40%. So cold air isn't infecting you directly, but it's quietly disarming part of your body's defense system right where the virus wants to get in. That's not nothing. So the honest version is this. Cold weather doesn't cause the cold, but it does 3 real things that make you more likely to catch one. It weakens the immune response in your nose specifically. It dries out your mucous membranes, making it easier for viruses to get a foothold. And this one's less biological, more just human behavior. It pushes everyone indoors together, in closer contact, breathing the same air. You need the actual virus to get sick. Cold weather just makes catching it a whole lot easier. So skip the guilt trip about forgetting your jacket and focus on what actually matters. Good ventilation indoors, washing your hands, and yeah, dressing for the weather still helps, just not for the reason your grandma thought. Keeping your nasal passages from drying out and staying warm genuinely supports your body's own defenses. So, was your mom wrong? Kind of, but also kind of not. The cold itself isn't the villain here. It's more like an accomplice, quietly working against you while the real culprit, the virus, does the actual damage. This video's based on researched medical information and it's for educational purposes only. Always talk to a doctor about your own health.